Hi everybody, my name is Lala and this is my channel. This is my first BookTube video, yay! I've been wanting to do this for so long, but I just been ignoring it and I keep pushing it back, so I'm going to start today. We're going to talk through my very small November wrap-up because I've only read 2 books. I know. And we're going to just show my December TBR that we'll probably not get to because I'm such a mood reader. So, let's get to it. The 2 books I read this month you probably never heard of. I tend to read books that aren't as mainstream on BookTube, but I just have a really extensive genre taste. I mean, a lot of my TBR is going to be probably more mainstream, but I go to a lot of library book sales, so I just find like a lot of random different books. So this one is called The Dante Club by Matthew Pearl. This is set right like after the Civil War. And basically, there's these 4 gentlemen. They're like poets, one is like publisher, and they have this club called the Dante Club. And this is where they are translating the Dante's Inferno poem. So the poet Henry Longfellow, and these people are all from real life. This is just like an imagined scenario, but Henry Longfellow actually did translate Dante's Inferno for like the American population. This book is set in Boston, so these gentlemen are just like translating this poem, and all of a sudden these murders happen and they replicate what's happening in Dante's Inferno. So they kind of just have to use their skills of translating this poem to kind of figure out like who is the murderer. Yeah, so I kind of really like that this book is historical because you can really get like a sense of what was going on during that time. Like this obviously didn't happen, but the people were real. Most of the people were real in this book, so I thought it was very interesting, and I gave it 5 stars. Next book is probably one of my new favorites, and it's called A Criminal Magic by Lee Kelly. This book was really awesome. It was different than a lot of stuff I've ever read before. It's set in the 1920s during Prohibition, but instead of Prohibition on alcohol, it's Prohibition on magic. We have 2 main characters, Joan and Alex. Joan is a young sorcerer that's coming into her magic and is approached by a gentleman to go and be one of the sorcerers at a magic club. Alex was a young man whose father was on the wrong side of the law and he's trying to make up for it. So he's part of like the federal prohibition unit, and his task is to go undercover and infiltrate this gang. So there's like all these different gangs and they're kind of like fighting over magic and trying to traffic it and stuff. You get dual POVs from Alex and Joan, so it's like each chapter is either, it's like Joan, Alex, Joan, Alex. So I just think it was really cool, like this whole setting of the 1920s with this magic, and no spoilers, but the ending was absolutely phenomenal. Like I didn't guess that at all. So this is definitely another 5-star read. So 2 out of 2 good books. I didn't read much, but at least it was good, right? Now on to the December TBR. The first book on my December TBR is something I'm actually reading right now. It's like the last day of November while I'm filming this. So this is called Cordelia Underwood by Van Reed. This is a pretty interesting book. It's set in like the 1800s. It's about this young woman who inherits like a piece of land from her uncle, and it's like this whole like adventure with all these wacky characters. I really love it so far. I think I'm like 40-something pages into it. So far it's so good. So far it's so good. So far it's good. So the next books I want to read this month are the Hunger Games trilogy plus the prequel. I don't know where I have the prequel right now. It's like somewhere in my room, but I'll find it eventually. I never actually finished the Hunger Games trilogy. I read the Hunger Games and I love the Hunger Games. And then I read like, I have my bookmark in here still. Isn't this cute? I'm on page 90, but I'm just going to reread from the beginning. Like one of my goals for next year is actually to start finishing series because I'm really bad at this. Like I will read book 1 and go, oh my god, this is so amazing, and then I'll just never finish it. My goal is to do that for next year, so I figure I'll start it off with the end of this year and read this wonderful trilogy plus the prequel. I think I'm going to do a little reading vlog on it, which will be my first reading vlog. And if you guys have any like suggestions or videos you want to see or books you want to see me read, just let me know in the comments. Okay, the next book I want to read is Dune. So I've seen the original Dune, not the newest Dune. I don't even know any idea what was going on in the original movie. But I'm just going to try to read this and see if I like it. It's pretty long, this copy. I think it's like 700 something, almost 800. Plus there's like appendixes. But the print isn't too bad, so it shouldn't be too much. So we'll just try that and see how that is. Read is Final Girls by Riley Sager. So this is one of my Book of the Month books. I subscribe to Book of the Month every month and then never read any of the books. I've read a couple of them actually, and they're good, but I'm gonna try. That's like my other goal for next year. And maybe I'll do like a video of like 2024 reading goals. Let me know if you're interested in that. Anyways, the Final Girls is about like a support group of final girls. So final girls are like that trope in horror movies, the last girl to survive. So these girls have all been through traumatic things and they're in this like support group made up of these final girls. And then somebody starts killing off those girls. And I heard pretty good things about this book, so I figured I'd check it out. All I have for my December TBR right now, I have a couple things I might want to read on Kindle. And I also have some ARCs. ARCs are unreleased books that the publisher hands out for review. I have a bunch of ARCs on my Kindle to read that I have to get to, so I might read some of those as well. Thank you all for sticking with me through this video. I know it's a little rough. I'm trying to find my footing here. If you have any suggestions, like I said, put it in the comments. I'm also going to be doing fashion hauls, styling, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that as well, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. And I will see you next time. Bye.